Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear student of second secondary, we are going to illustrate chapter 1 atomic structure. We are going to discuss some historical development in chemistry about the scientists that discovered the chemistry starting from what we begin starting from the atom. Okay, let's start. Okay, look at picture in front of you. What do you see in this picture? We see a lot of pictures for old scientists. We will start the atomic timeline or atomic theory timeline by the beginning of one of the most important scientists. We called it Democritus. Okay, the first one here we called Democritus that uh, uh, returned back to 400 BC. Okay, if you have any material or you have a paper and you want to cut it into small pieces, okay, you will cut it until you have small piece that can't be cutted. So this is what? This is the atom or undivisible. This is the meaning or the word that Democritus do to make what? To make the definition or the define atom. Okay, so here we have the definition of atom. Okay, some phenomena that we will remember at first. Okay, we have atoms and also another one we called it element that we taken it before. Okay, here we have the first one. What is the meaning of element? Okay, we have some definitions that we must remember when we are going to study and when we are going to complete in our chapter today. Okay, we have here element. What is the meaning of it? It's a pure substance that can't be separated or decomposed or analyzed into simpler substance. We have it as a bulk or as it present in nature in the form or in the shape of element and can't be decomposed or cut. Okay, this is the first one. The second one here we have it's containing only one kind of atom, or if there is more than one atom they are symmetric in size and in shape and in quality, all made up made up of only one kind of atom. So if we will have element and another one element, we will make a new substance or new kind of material. We called it what? We called it compounds. Okay, so we have here atoms, something that can't be divided, or the smallest part that can't be divided into simpler one, as it is can't be divided. And we have here, if there is the atom will be pure and consist of one kind of atom only, so we have here the element and that we will continue. But if we have element and another element different from each other, we have a matter or a kind called it what? Compounds. Okay, here we have the atom as whole. What or how we can define the atom? So atom is the smallest particle into which an element can be divided and still be the same substance. If we have element that divides until reaches the smallest part atom or smallest individual particles of the element and still be the same what? The same substance or the same element as well. Okay, this is the first one that we are going to talk about. We have here what? Democritus. Let's go to another one. We have the second one here. We have John Dalton. Here, someone thinking it discovered or its period from 1766 until 1844. Okay, what is the discovery of Dalton? John Dalton discover that or mention that all matter around us or everywhere made up of what? Of atoms. And these atoms indivisible, or we can't be divided into small particles, and inspectable, so we can't divide or can't make it into small parts. Okay, another one, all atoms of the given element are identical or symmetrical or similar in mass and properties. So we have here the definitions or the items that belong to what? Belong to Dalton. Third one here, if we have atoms join with another atom, one or more, okay, so they will form a new substance. The last one here, we have atoms very hard or dense like a brilliant balls. Okay, so Dalton may say that atom like what? Like hard or dense or like a ball. Okay, so it's modern atomic theory discovered or that items discussed by Dalton here. Dalton theory became the theoretical foundation in chemistry. Here, note that modern atomic theory, okay, more than one items can be discussed that comes after the theory or the assumptions of Dalton. Okay, like what? Like atoms can't be destroyed in nuclear reactions. Okay, but not by chemical reactions. So here we have different kinds of atom. If we have isotopes, they have some atoms, the same atomic number but different in atomic weight. If we have this kind of atoms, so we can make a change or make effect on the atom of the element here. Okay, this is assumptions belongs to Dalton, and we will discuss here another one. Okay, another one here we have what? G.G. Thompson. G.G. Thompson, its period from 1856 until 1940. Okay, what is the discover or the main discovering of Thomson? Here we have it's discovered the electron. Okay, here we have G.G. Thomson that discover what? Discover the electron. So if we return back to Democritus, what is the discovery of it? Its discovery is the atom, an undivisible solid particle, so it discovered the atom. Another one here we have Thomson, it discovered what? The electron. Okay, how it discovered it? Okay, realized the accepted model of an atom. He put a model that discover or four negatively charged particles and another one positively charged particles. Okay, didn't account for what is the number of each one. So here we have kind of charges. Here we have positive charge. When you look at the model here or the drawing in front of you, we have here the model of Thomson, and we called it what? Plum pudding model. Okay, this is name that illustrate the shape in front of you. What we have here? Plum pudding model explains some of atoms' electrical properties. So if we have drawing in front of you that a lot of positive charge and embedded inside it negative electrons, so we can see it is the G.G. Thomson model, okay, or Plum pudding what model, okay, and he failed at all to recognize the positive charges here at the particle. Okay, it's a charge that has mass and density and can move with high speed or low speed, and he can't mention or recognize the nature of positive charge here or what or protons. So this is the model of Gigi Thompson, and it is called what? Plum budding model. Okay, I want to say we have here a lot of questions depending on the drawing. A lot of questions of Egyptian Knowledge Bank depend on what? The drawing. Please concentrate for the drawing. Each one has a drawing different from the other that illustrate its behavior or its function here inside the history of each scientist. Okay, let's go to another one. Okay, we will see here what Thomson do in discovering what? In discovering electron. Okay, here we have cathode ray, or we have the Thomson model atom. We discovered the cathode ray or electron. In front of you, that there is a tube here, and we have discharge tube, or we called it vacuumed tube, and it vacuumed. We have the cathode here, cathode ray, and the other side we have the anode with high potential difference here in the between the two poles. So we have high voltage reaches to 10,000 voltage, and under very low pressure here we can see that we have here what? We have here the cathode ray evolves from the cathode into the anode. Okay, we called it what? Electron. So it discovered the electron and discovered that there is some properties for what? For these electrons, and a lot of properties for it. So the atom as whole has some properties of light, as they can be measured, or can be take some properties of what? Of a matter. Or here we have Thomson conclude that cathode ray are the fundamental constituent of any matter. So you will see all the video. I will let it at below. You will have the URL for the video. You can see it as all. The second one, the temperature of metallic sheet increase. Here we have metal inside. If we put a metal beside the tube in front of you here, we can see that it will increase in temperature. This means that this kind of rays or cathode rays have a high or a thermal effect. This is the second one. Okay, another one here, it depends on the presence of very low pressure. So the cathode ray, to get it or to can move this ray inside the tube, we must have very low pressure, and potential difference between the two poles become very high, reaches to 10,000 volts. Okay, so Thomson suggests here the atoms model depending on the discovery of what? Of electron. So it at the end it discovered what? It discovered the electron. So if we have a question here, what is the question? Mention the importance or the most important contribution of Thomson in discovering the atom. Here we have two. The first one discovering the electron, and we can see depending on the cathode rays, and the other one suggested new model of atom called Thomson atomic